In ancient times, when powerful kings sought to expand their empires with an iron fist, a rising force emerged in Iranian lands. The earliest Syrian writings mention the Persians, also called Parswa, alongside tribes like the Medians and Babylonians. Under Syrian rule, they rebelled around 609 BC, causing the Assyrian Empire's collapse. By the year 559 BC, Cyrus II, more commonly known as Cyrus the Great, ascended to the Persian throne. His ascent was marked by adversity, and the narrative surrounding his rise presents a fascinating tale. According to the accounts of the Greek historian Herodotus, Cyrus's grandfather, Astyages, ruled over Persia. One night, Astyages dreamt that Cyrus would ascend to the rulership of all Asia. Fearing the loss of his authority, Astyages commanded his servant to take the infant Cyrus to the mountains and end his life. Unable to carry out this cruel order, the servant handed the baby over to be raised by a shepherd. Upon learning of this, Astyages was incensed and had the servant's son executed. When Cyrus reached maturity, he returned to his homeland, disclosed his true identity, and garnered widespread support. He ousted Astyages, presenting his rightful claim to the throne and ultimately sparing his grandfather's life. Nevertheless, Cyrus the Great proved to be an expansionist monarch. Under his leadership, the Persians conquered the Median Empire's capital, establishing dominion over a vast territory abundant in natural resources. Yet, a looming threat to Cyrus's rule persisted from the west, originating from the Greeks. Following the collapse of the Hittite Empire in the Late Bronze Age, Greek colonies settled in Anatolia, forming the Kingdom of Lydia, which vehemently resisted Persian rule. Initially, the Greeks, underestimating the Persian prowess, launched attacks on Persian territories, believing their cavalry to be superior. To their astonishment, the Persians demonstrated remarkable effectiveness with their horse and camel-mounted archers, decisively defeating the Greeks. As early as 539 BC, Cyrus assumed control of Lydia, laying siege to and capturing Babylon. The Babylonians, suffering under King Nabonidus's oppressive rule, welcomed the Persians as liberators. Cyrus not only restored political order but also freed the captive Jews in Babylon, bringing an end to the well-known period of Babylonian captivity. Consequently, Judea became an allied kingdom of the Persians, serving as a bulwark against the Egyptians. The Persians also fostered positive relations with the Phoenicians, renowned traders and navigators. Cyrus the Great earned a reputation for his generosity and benevolence as a king. Notably, he displayed magnanimity towards his defeated enemies, offering them positions in his army or government. Additionally, Cyrus respected the religious beliefs of the peoples he conquered. One of his remarkable actions was the abolition of slavery during his reign, a groundbreaking move considering the customs of his era. To solidify this noble decision, Cyrus issued a decree recognized as the world's first human rights law. The decree, inscribed on the Cyrus cylinder in cuneiform writing, proclaimed, "I will prevent slavery, and my rulers and subjects are enjoined to prohibit the exchange of men and women as slaves in the spheres of government. Such a tradition shall be eradicated throughout the world." Under Persian rule, many people experienced greater happiness and prosperity. Cyrus governed diverse cultures and societies in unprecedented harmony, earning him the moniker of the later Shepherd King. Cyrus passed away in December 530 BC, with the exact details of his death remaining somewhat obscure. Indications suggest he succumbed to injuries sustained in a battle against nomadic equestrian tribes. His modest tomb in Pasargadae belies the grandeur of a man who commanded a vast and wealthy empire. Following Cyrus's demise, the Persian Empire continued to expand, reaching its zenith at around 8 million square miles. Encompassing regions across Asia, Africa, and Europe, the military prowess of the Persians stemmed from their innate warlike culture, where warriors and generals were lauded for their strength and bravery in battle. The Persians were renowned for possessing the world's finest horses, specifically the Nisaean breed, large, agile, and known for their fiery and aggressive temperaments, making them ideal for the rigors of the battlefield. It was a common belief that a true Persian acquired 3 essential skills from childhood: writing, archery, and a commitment to telling the truth. Instances of falsehood, dishonesty, or corruption were subject to severe penalties, including death in certain cases. Society held those who upheld truth and honor in high regard. The Persian army's primary strength lay in its skilled archers, proficient whether on horseback or on foot. They also effectively utilized camels, capitalizing on their size and scent to unsettle the enemy's horses. Comprising diverse cultures from various countries, the Persian army included Persians, Medians, Phoenicians, Chaldeans, and even Egyptians and Greeks within its military ranks. The elite force known as the Immortals, numbering 10,000 highly trained soldiers, served as the royal guard. Adhering to the Persian military model, the Immortals donned colorful attire, heavy armor, helmets, and sometimes masks. Armed with a spear, bows, and arrows, they fought with discipline, seamlessly replacing fallen warriors in battle, creating the illusion of resurrection. In terms of governance, the Persians maintained multiple capitals as a strategic means to control their expansive empire. Persepolis, initiated by King Darius I, stood as the empire's most opulent and impressive city. The Persepolis terrace covered over 125,000 square meters, featuring walls up to 20 meters high, and was constructed with the labor of free individuals who received compensation based on their roles. By 499 BC, the Persian Empire had attained incredible size, leading to challenges, particularly with the Greek cities in Macedonia, Thrace, and Lydia, resulting in frequent revolts. The Greeks, valuing their freedom, fiercely defended their city-states. King Darius I, a notable ruler, achieved significant accomplishments for both the Persian people and the nations under his rule. Although he aspired to conquer all of Greece, logistical challenges arose, particularly the need to transport his vast army across the Black Sea. Darius ingeniously addressed this by assembling ships and constructing a bridge across the Bosphorus Strait, enabling the passage of approximately 70,000 to 80,000 Persian soldiers, as recounted by Herodotus. Despite achieving some victories in Macedonia, Darius I encountered challenges in his campaigns against the Greeks. Intending to regroup in Persia and bolster his forces, he passed away from natural causes before realizing his aspirations. His son, Xerxes I, succeeded him and continued the pursuit of his father's ambitions. The renowned King Xerxes, offspring of King Darius I and Queen Atossa, and grandson of Cyrus the Great, played a significant role in history. In the Old Testament, he is referred to as Ahasuerus, and historical records note his marriage to Esther, of Jewish origin. Xerxes waged war against the Greeks in the Median Wars, marked by epic battles such as Marathon, Thermopylae, Salamis, and Plataea. In the Battle of Thermopylae, Xerxes faced King Leonidas and his 300 Spartans, supported by 6,000 Greeks from various cities. Despite defeating the Spartans, Xerxes sacked Athens in retaliation for Greek resistance. Although this action contradicted Persian customs of safeguarding conquered cities, including their inhabitants, much of Athens, including sanctuaries, was destroyed. The following day, Xerxes, repenting for his anger, ordered the reconstruction of Athens. In response, the Greeks, under the leadership of the Athenian general Themistocles, assembled a formidable fleet, ultimately defeating the Persian ships. Xerxes, facing the prospect of being trapped in Greece, retreated to his territories. Returning to Persia, he was psychologically devastated by the losses and the missed opportunity to conquer Greece. Xerxes met his demise in 465 BC through a political conspiracy orchestrated by one of his ministers. After Xerxes' death, the Persians abandoned their attempts to conquer Greece, averting the absorption of much of Europe into the Persian Empire. The empire faced internal challenges, including a revolt in Egypt and uprisings in various kingdoms. Until 336 BC, King Darius III ruled the Persian Empire. However, in 334 BC, Alexander the Great launched his campaign, conquering territories previously held by the Persians. Darius III suffered defeat at the Battle of Issus and fled to Ecbatana. Alexander, advancing to Mesopotamia, captured Persepolis. While Alexander initially aimed to avoid unnecessary destruction, chaos ensued in Persian cities under Greek control. Persepolis and Pasargadae were sacked and burned. Upon visiting Cyrus the Great's tomb in Pasargadae, Alexander discovered it desecrated, likely by Persian priests. Outraged, he had the tomb rebuilt and punished the priests. The ruler of Ecbatana betrayed and assassinated King Darius III, marking the end of the Achaemenid line. Despite being enemies, Alexander accorded Darius III a grand funeral and punished those responsible for his death. Contrary to some depictions in popular culture, the Persians were sophisticated for their time, especially in social and governmental realms. Many historians assert that Alexander the Great did not build an empire but conquered one established by the Persians centuries before his birth. Whether as skilled warriors, wise rulers, or formidable conquerors, the Persians have bequeathed a valuable legacy to human history.